Josh Harvey of Big Red Report, now joined by Greg Biggins, national recruiting analyst on the West Coast for Fox Sports Next. Greg, obviously you were around the Terrell Newby recruitment quite a bit. In the end, what do you think it was that made him commit to Nebraska?
I think it was the fact that they were, the first school on them. They recruited the hardest. I mean, it came down to them and UCLA, and even though UCLA was local, a half hour from his house, it was actually, Nebraska that was a school that, visited him more often, talked to him more often, called him more often, Facebook, all that good stuff. And Nebraska, just out-recruited the local school. UCLA was, again, in his backyard. But it was kind of late to the party. Didn't offer till about week 7, week 8. By then, Nebraska had such a sizable lead. Coaching staff did a really good job of kind of prioritizing him. And just like you always hear with basketball, and AAU coaches and how you always see college coaches show up at these AAU events, showing the kids the love. But Nebraska loved him up, and Terrell loved the system. Felt he fit in very well there, and had a great official trip. And in the end, that kind of won out.
Newby, obviously a 4-star, a guy that's going to be going up in the rankings probably at the running back position here in the near future. But just tell us, how good is he, and what kind of player is Nebraska getting?
He's a dynamic athlete, and you kind of just picture a guy who's a true home run hitter. He's an explosive kid. He can really score from anywhere on the field. He's got that fast twitch thing going for him where he just hits that gear and he's gone. Got a nice little wiggle to him. Not a big back. He's not going to be a guys that have pounded between the tackles too often, although, as he gets a little bit bigger, I could see him developing that. But right now, he's more of a, kind of more of a get outside, catch the ball really well, but he is a true home run threat that can really scare a defense just because, you can kind of head him in, you never know when at some point he's going to break one.
Nebraska already has ties to California and Taylor Martinez, Eric Martin, who graduated this year, Quincy Enunwa, wide receiver. They also have Johnny Stanton committed in this class. But is Newby the type of player that maybe can pay dividends down the road with other potential recruits?
People, like to kind of say, if they get this guy, it's going to, kind of cause a Pied Piper effect. I don't really see that too much. I mean, I think, recruiting is always one of those things. Every recruitment is its own individual recruitment. There's not really a situation where you're going to see a whole lot of, they got this guy, therefore they're going to help get this guy. It just doesn't always work out that way. Johnny Stanton's a guy, who, if that could happen, it'd happen more for him because he's kind of that natural leader. We've been calling him Johnny Tebow for years. He's that guy who's kind of has a presence about him, and I could see him kind of rallying other guys around him. Terrell Newby, as good as he is, I don't think you're going to see a lot of current sophomores, juniors say, I'm going to go to Nebraska now because Terrell's going there. It's, more of a case of I think Nebraska does a great job recruiting California. They have strong ties with, a lot of high school coaches out here, and that's why they'll get that guy, because they work hard out here, not because of, one player who's going there.
That's Greg Biggins, national recruiting analyst for Fox Sports Next on the West Coast. Greg, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. I appreciate it.